We could fill entire oceans with Brexit tears of people that are absolutely certain that it's those evil Europeans that are going after them. Guys, as always, welcome to the Modern Survivalist channel. Being better prepared is what we try to do here. And for that, you have the channel with a ton of information. You have also my books, Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse. Books that are available following the links below. Yes, I talk about topics like this quite often. The idea of having the right documents, the right papers, the right passport, maybe even more than one. That's always a good idea. Things that you probably want to investigate and look a lot into. Now, there's a lot of people that were convinced that not having more options was a good idea, which I get it. I understand Brexit. I understand why a lot of people were in favor of it. I understand why a lot of people were against it too. Don't get me wrong. I see both sides. But the one thing you cannot do is not understand what you're going for. You should know what are the consequences of what you chose, both ways, one way or the other. But now apparently it is all because of the evil Europeans. We were turned away from our £3,000 dream holiday because of a little known Brexit rule. We're being made to feel like criminals. So these nice people here, Vivian Wilson, was turned away at the terminal on October 26 because her passport was more than 10 years old, despite its expiry date being in May 2025. So they were basically turned away from this cruise because Europeans are bad. Because bad Europeans. Rule change post-Brexit means that, you know what, it's not, it is the kind of thing that is, it's not because of Brussels or Macron or EU or those evil Europeans, which, by the way, guys, if you're British, you're European too. You are in the European continent. There's no other continent in which your country happens to be on. It is the ones we have. There's no other secret continent. If you are in UK, you are very much in Europe. Not part of the European Union, but geographically, and yes, it is very much a European country. But going back to the topic here, is it? No, it's not because anyone is evil. These are the rules. When you are no longer a member, when you're no longer a citizen of a country, when you're no longer a member of a group of countries, well, you have to abide by the laws and regulations that they have. And one of those is, and I think it's got to do with it cannot be more than 10 years old. A rule change means that traveling to Europe, even if a passport has more than 6 months left until expiry. So the 6-month thing is, let's say you go on a quick holiday to France or Italy or Spain or wherever you're going, right? And you say, oh, I have 6 months. I'm good. I'm just going this weekend. I'm going back. Well, no, because if something happens and you have to stay more, well, you end up with an expired passport. And this is not Europe. Most countries will have similar regulations. No, you're not allowed to come in because your passport will expire within 6 months. Oh, but I'm just staying here for a week. What do you care? Well, I care what the hell I want to care. And the thing I care about is you not coming in here with that thing that's going to be expiring in 6 months. Because if something happens, then that's a can of worms we don't want to deal with. So do as we are asking or go somewhere else. You know, basically that's what it comes down to. And this rule says it cannot be older than 10 years when you're going on a long cruise trip, I assume. Or you have to, 10 years old, that's pretty old, man. I understand that. Yeah. You cannot be older. How is it that you are trying to travel over in Europe with a passport that is 10 years older? That is before Brexit. That is an old ass. So you voted for Brexit, but you didn't want to update your passport? That is right. You have a fucking old passport. It says European Union here. That's the passport they have? Okay. Anyway, if it has to be less than 10 years old, well, it has to be less than 10 years old. You should look into what the country you're visiting requires from you. This is not something specifically to Europe, guys. I know there's a lot of Brexit butthurt people on both ends, But this is not something you can blame on Europe. If you're visiting some other country, you need to look at, what do I need? I need my passport. I need my, for example, in US, you need to have what? Not only the visa or passport, you need to have the ESTA, is it? Something like that. There's something else that you need to have like pre-approved before traveling, and those are the regulations that the United States have. Is the United States requires you to be vaxxed, because if not, they're not letting you in. Yeah, maybe it's fucked up and stupid and wrong and even evil. Yeah, I agree with you on that, but that's what they're asking, and if not, you're not going in. You need to be triple vaxxed. I don't know, is that still like the case? Let me know in the comments below. Is it still the case that for visiting the United States, you need to be vaccinated? I don't remember that. It may well be. Well, yeah, if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to comply with that, you just don't go there. But you cannot pretend to be offended and angry because of a, well, not really unreasonable rule of, yeah, you need to be have an updated passport. That's kind of reasonable. See you next time, guys. Take care.